That's a move, too. Always a good time here on the set.
Always a good time here. Hello, you're watching Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Lola Ogunaike.
And I'm Shannon Lanier, and we're here to bring you the newest and hottest stories in American entertainment, culture, and sports.
We sure are. Well, coming up, President Obama shows he can dish it out and he can take it. We'll check out his hysterical White House Correspondents' address.
Love the bangs.
I love the bangs.
Plus, pop culture commentator Patrick Riley takes us on a tour of the hottest shows on Broadway.
And we'll meet the man behind one of the internet's most popular and juiciest websites.
But before all that,
yes?
Lola, I've got to know, you were hobnobbing with all the celebrities this weekend. So please fill me in. I've been waiting to hear all the juicy details.
So I had a fantastic weekend, I have to say. It was one of those pinch yourself weekends.
Ah.
Yeah, so on Friday night, I was, Friday afternoon, I was at the White House for a private luncheon that Valerie Jarrett held for a few media insiders. Now, I can't go into all of it because it's off the record.
Off the record?
But there I am on the lawn. I had to take a picture.
Out.
You know, I've been in the White House a few times, but I'm telling you, it never gets old. It never ceases to amaze.
And, well, this amazed me. Look at that. Lola's nameplate. Look, I kind of stole this from her office.
It's a little souvenir.
With the White House emblem on it. Check that out. It's got her name on it with Arise represented right down there.
Arise in the house. Arise in the White House. Woo!
Pretty fancy. You should frame this.
I will frame it.
Okay.
You know, I got to take you places, show you things.
Please do. Please do. One day I'm going to take you places and you're going to do diapers.
Okay, that's a deal.
Okay.
Not the diaper part, but I'll gladly be your +1.
Okay, good.
So that evening, there was also a party. Then I was one of the guests, one of the distinguished guests with Gayle King and Greta Van Susteren. And that's Tim Daly was for the Creative Coalition, and Tim Daly is actually the president of the Creative Coalition.
And looking beautiful as usual.
Oh, thank you so much. And there I am with Gayle King. Like I said, she was one of the distinguished guests there, so that was great. It was so nice to see her. She's always so lovely. And we were having, look at our little necklace battle.
I know, I was going to say, both of you have fantastic masks. Look, Gone with the Wind, fabulous.
You said Gone with the Wind. I love a good Kenya Moore quote. That's good.
Yes, very good.
And then there was a woman named Lonnie Hay. She actually co-hosted the event.
Okay.
And is she gorgeous, isn't she?
Yes, very nice.
Can you believe she was a naval intelligence officer? So she's
Seriously?
a real-life Bond girl.
Wow. That's
So
pretty hot.
she was, and she was lovely, but she definitely knows where all the bodies are buried. She's not one to mess with at all.
Woo.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful girl. And there were a few other celebrities in the room. That's me and Sharon Stone. Have you heard of her?
Oh, yeah, a few times or two. Wow, okay.
We both kept our legs crossed.
Oh! That is probably a good idea at the White House.
And then there's Tracy Morgan and I. You know, I do love Tracy Morgan. I was a huge 30 Rock fan. He was actually really subdued that evening. You know, he's not drinking anymore, so he's off the sauce. So I think he's pretty laid back. So that's me and my man.
All right.
With Stanley from The Office.
Oh, right, I've seen him. Yep.
Yeah, he's
show.
really funny too. Really, really funny. And you know, now that The Office is going off the air, he said he's going to take a long and much-needed vacation. He'll probably go to Bora Bora, is what he said. So.
All right, and yeah.
Stanley's not hurting. You know Giancarlo Esposito. He's from Breaking Bad. I mean, I'm telling you, this place was packed with celebrities. You couldn't. I turned to the left, and there's Sharon Stone. I turned to the right. There's Giancarlo Esposito. They were everywhere.
Wow. And it was the whole talk of media this weekend was all the things that were going on at the presidential correspondence weekend.
Yeah, they call it the perfect mix of politics and Hollywood, so it's called Hollywood.
Isn't that cute? Isn't
Hollywood
that cute?
this weekend. So there's Tracy Morgan. There were a lot of, and Amy Poehler. Look at her. There she is.
Wow, sounds like everybody was looking great
and they
as well.
came dressed to impress. So my event was on Friday night. This is obviously on Saturday night. And you know, one of the best things about the White House Correspondents' Weekend are all the jokes.
That's right, and President Obama got things started. You got to listen to some of his cracks.
Sure did.
President of the United States.
Thank you, everybody. How do you like my new entrance music? Rush Limbaugh warned you about this. Second term, baby. We're changing things around here a little bit. Actually, my advisors were a little worried about the new rap entrance music. They are a little more traditional. They suggested that I should start with some jokes at my own expense, just to take myself down a peg. I was like, guys, after 4.5 years, how many pegs are there left? I'm not the strapping young Muslim socialist that I used to be. Time passes, get a little gray, and yet, even after all this time, I still make rookie mistakes. Like, I'm out in California, we're at a fundraiser, we're having a nice time. I happen to mention that Kamala Harris is the best-looking attorney general in the country. As you might imagine, I got trouble when I got back home. Who knew Eric Holder was so sensitive? And then there's the Easter egg roll, which is supposed to be just a nice, fun event with the kids. I go out on the basketball court, took 22 shots, made 2 of them. That's right, 2 hits, 20 misses. The executives at NBC asked, "What's your secret?" Second term, need a burst of new energy, try some new things, and my team and I talked about it. We were willing to try anything, so we borrowed one of Michelle's tricks.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. First of all, you have to admire the president because this guy, he's got a great sense of humor. And I like the fact that he came into a hardcore rap song. I mean, who can pull that off?
Only him.
Only the president could.
And it was nice that he made light of himself as well throughout the whole. He even brought up, we didn't get a chance to show it, but the Jay-Z issue with Jay-Z going to Cuba.
Yes.
And he's like, I got 1,000,001 problems, and now Jay-Z's one.
No, I got 99 problems.
I know it's some number. 99 problems and Jay-Z's one. That's from his rap song.
That's from his rap song.
That was fun.
What did you think of the president with the bangs?
Yeah,
working for him, not working for him?
I don't think it works for either of them, actually.
Well, you don't like the bangs on Michelle?
No, not a fan.
I love the bangs
She's
on
beautiful
Michelle.
with a bag on her head, but you know, I just think that I like them without the bangs. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Not a bang guy.
I give the bang 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Sorry, maybe 1.
Oh, you know what? Okay, let's move right along.
Okay,
Since you have jokes,
yes.
This year's host was comedian Conan O'Brien. He also had jokes, and he spared no one, from former presidents to the press. O'Brien let everyone have it. Take a listen to some of his best lines.
I'd like to congratulate President George W. Bush on this week's dedication of his presidential library. Yes, the library has millions of books, articles, and documents, and if you go, you can be the first to read them. Also, I'd like to acknowledge that earlier this evening, there was some confusion with the seating chart. For a moment, someone accidentally sat Governor Chris Christie with the Republicans. That was awkward, and I apologize. Very awkward. But speaking of tables, before dinner, I had a chance to mingle. You probably saw me. I worked the crowd. I shook some hands and sold my Twitter account to Al Jazeera for $500 million. They'll buy anything. But as I look around the room and see all the media here tonight, I realize this is all just one big high school cafeteria. That's all it is. Think about it. Fox is the jocks. MSNBC is the nerds. Bloggers are the goths. NPR is the table for kids with peanut allergies. Al Jazeera is the weird foreign exchange student nobody talks to. And print media, I didn't forget you. You're the poor kid who died sophomore year in a car crash. Yeah. Cheer up, we dedicate the yearbook to you. Of course, probably the biggest story that people in this room covered this past year was the Republican failure to recapture the White House. Hard to believe the Republicans didn't fare better in the election with the support of celebrities like Ted Nugent and Meatloaf. I guess they overestimated the number of voters who still drive carpeted vans.
Oh, Conan was crazy. He let everyone have it. At least he was equal opportunity.
He did, but why did he have to say that about print media? That's not nice.
Yeah, not nice. But he had a lot of things that weren't necessarily nice.
Poor print media. I was a newspaper reporter, so I'm very sensitive
Yes.
to those things. Very sensitive.
Write an article about it.
Write an article about it. That was a good one.
But it was a lot of fun. I'm glad you got to partake in some of the weekend activities.
I sure did. I had a good time. So let's get to the party. That is our show.
Let's do it.
Well, you know, Shannon, today marks a groundbreaking day in NBA history, and that's because NBA center Jason Collins is the first active player to come out as gay. In an op-ed piece for Sports Illustrated, the 34-year-old wrote, quote, "I didn't set out to be the first openly gay athlete playing in a major American team sport, but since I am, I'm happy to start the conversation."
Well, you know, Collins says it was his friendship with Massachusetts Representative Joe Kennedy, who marched in Boston's 2012 Gay Pride Parade, that led to his decision to come out.
That's interesting. Well, Collins, you know, he isn't the first NBA player to come out about his sexuality. A former NBA baller, John Amici, he came out in 2007, and he actually wrote a book about it, but that was after he retired.
Exactly, when it was safe for him to come out and say this information.
Exactly.
All right, well, keeping with the NBA, standing at 6 feet 6 inches tall, Michael Jordan does just about everything big.
He sure does.
So naturally, his wedding to Yvette Preto was this past weekend, and of course, it had to be big too.
Ooh.
Jordan reportedly tied the knot in what's being dubbed the largest tent in wedding history. Realtors Jeff and Carrie Lichtenstein say that 40,000 square foot tent is actually larger than the couple's home.
How do you have a 40,000 square foot tent?
Wow.
Goodness. Well, according to People magazine, they needed the space to accommodate the more than 2,000 attendees.
2,000.
40,000 square foot.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
That's a big tent. That's no camping tent, that's for sure. Well, congratulations to
Yes,
them.
congratulations.
Michael Jordan.
Very exciting news.
Off the market.
Yeah, now let's just hope they stay together.
Oh, you didn't go there.
I'm just saying, because it was a little expensive the last time.
Yeah, his divorce cost him over $100 million last time, so.
Let's hope they got a prenup.
Let's hope they got a prenup.
That's right.
Exactly. Well, another court case could be brewing.
Of course.
Another Jackson family member may be heading to court soon. The mother of Jermaine Jackson's 2 teenage sons. Okay, these names are real.
Okay.
His 2 teenage sons are named Your Majesty and Jafar.
Wow.
Well, the mother is claiming that Jermaine has not paid child support. That's just ridiculous.
Oh, ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Well, according to court documents, Jackson hasn't made any payments since last April, and Alejandra Jackson claims he owes her $30,000. LA's Child Support Services Department has asked a judge to hold Jermaine in contempt.
Wow, sounds like he needs another tour going or something.
Yes, he needs a victory tour or something.
Something needs to happen. He needs to make some money so he can pay the bills. Well, anywho, apparently massive muscle equals big box office success.
It sure
as
does.
You agree?
Sure does.
Well, at least that was the case this weekend. Pain and Gain, the dark action comedy based on a true story about a group of kidnapping, steroid-abusing bodybuilders, took the top slot. The film ranked in $20 million in ticket sales.
That's impressive.
That's right. And dropping down to second place was Tom Cruise's Oblivion, taking in over $17 million.
And rounding out the top 5, the Jackie Robinson movie 42, followed by The Big Wedding and The Croods.
That sounds like a big weekend out there,
Yeah,
right?
I want to see Pain and Gain.
Of course you do.
Well.
I'm not going to mention your love for The Rock.
What's not to love? He's handsome, he's nice, he's got great physique.
Okay, so she'll be adding to those box office numbers, I'm sure, this week. Getting to the movies. And while she dreams about that, we're going to go ahead and say you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.